Hey everyone.
Hey!
It worked.
It worked. We're good to go, yeah?
Yeah, we're good. Hang on, let me have a little sip of my drink.
Is there a few people there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey Mandy.
Hello, Mandy.
Brocky. Good to go, mate, says Ploy. Well, let's
Boy.
go.
Hi, Chad. How are you? All right. Hang on a sec. Just hang on a sec. We've got some feedback coming through the speaker.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone, to episode number 4. How good's this, eh? We had a bit of a hiccup at the start. I think we crashed the Instagram server, but anyway, you're all there now, and we're coming through. So, Friday night, I'm sure everyone's had a bit of a tough week, but we're getting through it, you know. So, hopefully we can show you a few more tips about tying some shrimps to improve your shrimp tying game and catch a few more fish. I feel nervous tonight.
Have another sip of your drink.
What is it about Friday night? I feel nervous.
I don't know.
I feel hot.
Take your vest off.
Anyway, we'll get into it.
Hey Colin.
So, we're going to tie the HPU shrimp, which is a shrimp that we introduced to the range not too long ago, a couple of months ago. Nothing too technical about HPU. It's hook point up, if anyone's going to ask. Just so I know, you know, more than anything. And HPD, hook point down, pretty easy. So the way I like my shrimps, pretty easy. We've got a bunch of materials here and we're going to go through them all. And like everything, we're going to go through step by step. And then Shree is recording this and we will edit it a little bit and pop it onto the YouTube channel tonight probably, or maybe tomorrow. So we'll see how we go. But anyway, the materials that we've got to build this shrimp, there's a few. So we've got EP fibre and tan. Okay. We've got Easy Shrimp Eyes in the mahogany brown. We have Sight Cast Legs in the pearl brown with the shrimp pink tips. We have everyone's favourite, Pearl Crystal Flash. We have dumbbells, but like everything, you can tie the weight and the colour and that sort of thing on to suit what you want. We have the Pro Sport Fisher shrimp shells, and this is the WOE model, and that is without eye, so a bit like the HPU and the HPD. This is WOE. So I'll show you how to use these. We're going to use the ever reliable Arex NS156 shrimp hook in the size 6. That's my preferred size for this particular pattern when I'm using dumbbells. We have EP shrimp dub. Probably that's a better look-see of the colour. All right, in the tan. And we have Hen Spectra Dub in that fire orange or fluoro orange or whatever they call that, but that nice bright hot spot. And then the equipment that we're going to use tonight is pretty much the same as most of the other nights. You're going to need a good pair of scissors, like so. You're going to need a dubbing brush. You'll need your bodkin. You'll need your dubbing wax to get the job done. You'll need some mono line. So this is 15 pound. It's even got a broken spool. I think Shannon Kitchener gave me this actually. Not surprising, it's broken. But anyway, you need some of that. You'll need your UV torch and your
Shannon's laughing.
and your resin. Okay. Now I've done the dumbbells. I pretty much always do the dumbbells. That's pretty easy. A base of thread, a drop of Loctite super glue on there, and a couple of wraps over and above and around, and lock them down, let them dry. I've let them dry there for probably about 10 minutes, and then they're nice and solid. And I've put a layer of thread in. So I explained this on the last one, on episode 3, about positioning of your threads and so forth. So we have spaced the dumbbell back around about 4 mils, maybe 5, where I've tied it in, and I've advanced the thread. If I keep winding it this way, you'll see where I've finished, and it pretty much drops right above that tiny little barb just there. Okay, so we're going to work from there to there, and then tie our shell on over the back. Okay, so we'll take our thread back a little bit. This is 210 denier thread. You'll obviously need a good quality bobbin to hold your thread, and the vise that I roll with is the Dynaking Pro. It's a well-made vise out of the States, and it's lasted the life of me doing some commercial stuff. So we're going to try and focus in really, really close tonight, so you can see the fly a little bit better. We've done some practice runs on another account, and
Oh my god, fingers crossed that this is going to...
we're going to hope that this one probably turns out the best. If this one turns out good, we're going to go for episode 5 on Sunday night on BWCflies Live. Okay, so a little clump of EP fur, not too much. Okay, splay it out just a little bit at that thread wrap. Clip those little butts off. Okay. And if you watch my thread work through this, you'll see that I'll consistently be from halfway point forward at this stage of the tie. Okay. Pair of easy shrimp eyes. They're going to go on top of the shank. All right, just like so. Where they're joined right there, I'm just going to line that up with where my thread work has ended. Okay. And then that's going to keep... It's going to keep everything in line and in check and where I need it to be. So if you haven't used these before, they are seriously the most effective and efficient way of attaching shrimp eyes to your flies. And it's just like that. Nice little platform on there. It's got some ribs on there so the thread binds into them, and it locks straight over the top. They're picture perfect every single time. Okay, and like the other patterns that I've demonstrated throughout this series, the eyes are approximately at that bend of that shank. Okay, and these little tips, I've got some really, really positive feedback from the ties out there, and they're really liking or enjoying these little tips, and it is helping you guys out there build better shrimps. And you know, at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. I want to help you guys tie better flies. You know, have a box full of confidence and go and catch some fish. Don't just go out there and wave your fly rod around in the air and hope for the best. Go out there with some purpose.
Making large shrimp eyes. That's why I use these. They're easy, aren't they?
Yeah, if you make your own shrimp eyes, you've got way too much time. Maybe not. If I was tying when I tie bigger flies on the bigger hooks, I do add a coating of resin over them just to increase the eyeball size. And I don't know, can you see way down here?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's all right. I'm just going to get another clump of EP. A little bit more than what I would use for the bottom of the head. Okay. And I'm just pulling a few little fibers through, just to give it a taper. Now I can taper that just slightly with my scissors, but if I can get it onto the hook shank right the first time, just with a little bit of mucking around with my hands, then it saves your scissor work at the end. And if you've got any questions out there, guys, fire away, and Cherie will communicate them to us, and we can answer them as best we can. Okay. Is that in good focus?
Yeah, it is. It's in good focus.
Okay.
Yep.
So at this point, I take the shrimp out of the vise and just give those fibres a little bit of a massage. Make sure that I'm happy with that profile. Okay. Put it back in. And at this point, we're going to add a little bit of dubbing. Okay. So get your wax stick. I've had quite a few messages about dubbing and discussions about dubbing, and still a bit more to do on dubbing yet with a few people, and that's okay. Some say I make it look very easy, and I probably do. I started tying trout flies when I was 14 and 15, maybe 13. It's a long time ago. And tomorrow I'm 46. So...
Do you always have to use the ends of the EP stuff?
No. If you look at my EP pack, and I'll show you this in a sec just when I'm finished here. So I've just created a little ball of dub, and that's going to have my leg sitting right behind it. All right. At this point, I grab my dub brush.
My dubbing's rough. I think most people's dubbing's rough.
And I just pull a few fibres out. Okay, just on the bottom. I don't really need the top fibres too bulky at this point in time. Or in fact, on this fly, I don't really need them at all. Okay, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Okay, so back to the EP fibre. So if you look at a full packet of EP fibre, 25 centimetres long, I suppose, is a brand new packet. And that's where I'm down to from a pack. And I just, as you can see, I'm just using little bits and pulling the fibres out as I need them, and keep working my way through that packet until there's nothing left. So in terms of efficiency, in terms of efficiency for building shrimp heads, it's a really good product. And if you just keep, cut the header off and keep it in the packet if you don't keep it in the packet, then it becomes problematic. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure who More Outdoors is.
I'm not sure who More Outdoors is either.
Sorry everyone, but names are...
Yeah.
I struggle with names.
I'm trying to write a list so I remember everyone's name.
I can never
But
remember.
anyway, if you just keep working through that, then you'll get 1,000, well not 1,000, but you'll get a lot of flies out of that particular packet. All right. And in terms of in terms of EP fibre, that's pretty much it for that fly. Okay. So we've got the shrimp head, got the eyes, we've got the antennas, we've got the little ball of dubbing there, and then we need a set of legs. Okay. So I'm going to cut 2 off from the top and from the bottom, because what I want those pink tips to be right behind that ball of dubbing. Okay, so I'm just going to line up little barrings on there. Going to even those up and cut them halfway through the middle. And essentially what I've ended up with is a set of legs for each side. So I'm going to sit those ones there. And you may not be able to see it on this side, but you will see it on the other side. Is I've got about 10 mil of the shrimp pink visible. Okay, so if you see it on this side, I'm just going to lay that there. The barring starts right underneath of the eyes. Okay. Now when you attach your legs, put them on the top part of the hook shank. Okay, to the side, but a little bit towards the top. And when you're tying them on, don't choke the first wraps. And what I mean by that is don't pull them too tight, because you will over flare the leg. And if you're not using 210 denier, say using 140 or 70 or what you might have, you will tend to find that they'll bite in too hard and make the legs actually kick out a little bit too far. All right. So from the trimming, they're okay, but I'll give those a bit of a final trim in a sec.
Logan, what is the best fly for bream for beginners?
Oh, definitely a shrimp, mate. Definitely some sort of shrimp pattern. If you're fishing dark water, then it's got to be olive, in my opinion. And if it's dark water, then olive with a bright eye. I think is fundamental to regular success, and that's in a few different systems that I fish. And then with the tan on this particular, you can put bright eyes on your tan shrimps as well. But I'm going to show you the, I suppose on this fly, the trigger point is not the eye, it's the egg sac. All right. Okay. So we've got another little bunch of dub there. That's just holding those legs in place. All right. Keep combing it out just a little bit. Nothing too tight.
So have you used dubbing loops or only run wax?
I predominantly only use wax, but that's because that's what I'm used to, and that's what I was taught. That's what I was taught decades ago, so I've sort of stuck with it. I do use loops on occasion, and I'll probably do a loop demo in the future, because a few people have asked me to show them how to use dubbing loops and that sort of thing. So on one of the shrimp flies that we do in the future, I'll definitely incorporate a dubbing loop so that people can get the idea of it.
So what are you doing here?
Okay, so I've got my piece of vintage mono from Shannon. Do they even make that anymore? I don't know. Anyway. And I have just cut a length of it off. And I've got it coming out from right underneath, or right in between of those legs, and right behind that second ball of dub, so to speak. Okay, so you might be able to see that there. Okay, that's going to help hold my shrimp shell in place. From there, we're going to put on a bright orange egg sac or trigger point right in the middle. Now this gear is Hen's Spectra Dub, so it's actually pretty soft. It's actually really soft kind of fibre. Really nice to work with. You don't need heaps of it there, but if you can see that on the camera, it's got some sheen through it as well.
Yeah.
Which I just like, that subtle amount of flash. So if you look at the fly, there's really not too much flash. Like, it's not overly flashy. It's got some little flashy antennas, and then it's got some, a little bit of flash in that egg sac. Okay, so we've done that. We're going to go back to our trusty dub wax.
Close-ups are great. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's focused. I think it's focused. It looks pretty clear.
Now what I'm using here is EP dub. All right. Now it's not as long of fibre as what I've been using in the past, or what the other videos highlight. And I suppose the reason for that is that I need to wind this mono through that dubbing, and I don't really want too many fibres trapped down there. Okay, so we're just going to rub that, wind that forward.
Is there a situation why you would use this over the raw prawn?
No, not really. No, I think ultimately the raw prawn is going to be the first choice. To tell you the truth, but if the brim are a little bit sketchy, or they're biting a little bit short, or they want a smaller profile fly, then this is an answer to it. And so if you're not getting reaction bites or eats from the raw, then this is a really good alternative to have in your box.
Once you see the finished product of this, you just want to use it.
Okay.
It gives you confidence.
So the dub's on there. I'm happy with the taper. I've advanced the thread to behind the dumbbells. And at this point, I'm just going to flatten out the top. Okay, so I'm not pulling any fibers from underneath at the moment. All I'm doing is making a platform for the shrimp shell to sit on. All right.
Thanks. Thanks, Liz.
Okay. Shrimp shells. Okay, here we go. So on the size 6, the way that these guys have worked is that Arex and...
Do they just peel off?
Yeah, they just peel straight off. Okay, so they're slightly attached at the top and the bottom. And they're relatively transparent. Okay. Whoa, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so they've got a little bit of shape to them. They're pretty soft, as you can see. All right.
So when you peel them off, do they actually stick on there? Have they got a sticky back? No?
No, they're not sticky back. Not at all.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is position that on there, and I'll get my bodkin. I'll see if I can show you this. I've still got some thread space here. There's the last pre-printed segment. I'm going to try and tie it in or tack it in with that little tail section. Okay. So 1 wrap has got it. 2 wraps secures it. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And so that's in place. Okay. Now from there, and what you want, if you look at this as it is right now, the way that I like to tie it is that the end of that shell is just off of the inside of that bend of that hook. All right, so this is the medium sized shell, okay, which is, they're pre-printed on the back there, if anyone can see that. I think that says medium. And they fit the size 6 Arex hooks in general.
Someone says, how does that shell hold up to multiple bites? But I think you resin over the top of that, yeah?
Yeah. We'll show you exactly how. So far we haven't had any issues with this, and they're actually a really durable fly. So with my mono, I am taking some wraps down the body. They're not too firm though, okay? They're just enough to work its way through the dubbing a little bit and hold it in place. All right, and then from there, so that mono finishes over here. Okay, and I'm just going to clip that off. Get your little pointy scissors in there so you don't have too many little tag ends kicking around. And at this point, we're going to whip finish this fly. Build up a nice little head so it's nice and uniform. Okay, extend my thread. If you've got a whip finishing tool, now's the time to use it. I was born with a whip finishing tool, which saves me having to use one. 2 whip finishes down nice and tight to help make that bullet shape, tidy it up, and clip it in there nice and tight. Okay. Now at this point, if you've choked that shell or it's twisted off in one side, you can still actually move it just enough to reposition it so that it's nice and straight. So without getting the dubbing brush, you can still see that I've still achieved a nice shrimpy kind of taper. Skinny down the bottom, builds up to in the legs, and then it'll taper up through the head once you see it outside of the vise. So if you have managed...
Can you or should you include wee guards?
You can, absolutely you can. And if you're going to put the wee guard on, I'd put that on before I put the dumbbells on. Okay, so in this case I would use probably 2 sprag guards, put on top of the shank, and then bent. I'd leave them flat until the fly is done, and then bent into position and resined once that's done. But yeah, you can absolutely put wee guards onto this fly, no dramas at all. So with my resin bottle, I'm about to just put a little coating of flex over the top. Not too much. I want it to just sort of set around those dumbbells a little bit. And then I want to hit it with a torch. Okay, you don't want too much on there so it runs down into the dubbing. You don't want that. Okay, you want it just to sit just on the edge of the shell on that side. Okay, there's a troublesome little dubbing fibre there, but for the demo, that's just going to have to do. It might be a second. It might go into my box. I don't know. And then underneath, a little bit more resin right in between the dumbbells to cover all those threads, and around. And then you can push that into place a little bit with your bodkin as well. Okay, so that evens it up. That's nice and smooth. Rotational vise will help with your resin. Okay, and I'm sure that you can see on the film there, or on the vid, that orange egg spot just pops with the UV. Now, if I was tying a really bright color eye, let's give you an example. If I was going to put blue on or green on to the tan, and I do this, so usually the green or the blue or the yellow or the orange or the pink, I would put on in addition, alongside of the tan, but I would de-intensify that egg spot. Okay, so I wouldn't have two super bright sections on the one fly, so to speak. So I might just keep it all tan, or I might get a really soft pink inside of there, or even a really pale white that has a little bit of UV reaction, but not super intense like that is.
Do you sell the eye boxes?
Oh, no. I don't even know I'm not even sure where I got this from.
Surely you've got one of them, Shan.
Is that Shan?
Probably full of eyes. Thanks, Carson. Yeah, that's the Diner King professional.
And so with the dubbing brush, we're just going to go back through and pull out those fibres that we didn't really touch. Remember when I had this tool before, I was pulling the fibres off the top to lay the platform. Okay, now I'm going underneath to pull the fibres out from those two dubbing balls that I created, and to pull the fibres out from underneath of that mono. All right. And then from there, I get my trusty little scissors. All right. And I clip these ones just here. Okay. Because underneath the tail of a shrimp or a prawn, there's only little legs there. You know, the main bulk and the main legs and antennas seem to be towards the head of the fly. And then just make sure that we're...
Got you someone from the UK joining.
Beautiful.
Fly Fish UK.
Welcome, Fly Fish UK.
What do you fish for in the UK?
Sea trout. Okay, so we just set that resin properly across the top of that shell. All right. We can take it out of the vise at this point in time, and those fibres that are sort of been hanging around near that vise head, you can pull them out. You can trim your legs up to where you want them to be. I like them just to be just a little bit shorter than the antennas. You can play around with your eyes, put them into position, and then I'll clear a little bit of space here, and then Cherie should be able to get that down and have a bit of a closer look at that. So it really does...
Pike.
It really does have that prawn, little shrimp kind of appeal.
It's got some friends.
Yeah, I've got some mates. Here's some
Little buddies.
Here's some I prepared earlier.
There's another one.
Yeah, they're everywhere, these things. So these really are a favourite shrimp of mine. So I keep a few of... Actually, I have a full box of these, to tell you the truth. but in all different colours. But same fly, but with just different eyes and different dumbbell weights. So that's it. That's the HPU shrimp. So it has a nice
Sexy.
amount of hook clearance between the shell and the point. Okay, 'cause some people really don't like that wing that I've put on the other flies, which I don't have an issue with personally. Some people don't like it, and then it's going to come down to if you're not confident about an aspect, or you're not happy with an aspect of a fly, then your confidence is gone. You know, and as we all know, fly fishing is such a confidence game. You know, and I suppose the benefit of doing this full time is that I can try this stuff out. You know, so I can fast track it for you guys. You know, I can work out what materials work best for the situation or for the fly, and you know, and then incorporate it into my flies. You know, that's what I love doing. I love working it out. You know, so that's the drive. The drive for 50.
That's the good part.
The drive for a 50 brim. So.
Are you selling these packs?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, we are. We've actually set these packs up already on the website. We did that this afternoon. So there's a HPU shrimp pack on the website already. I think we put 2 into stock. We built 2 of them today. And so you get portions of all of this material. So you don't have to buy the whole lot. A couple of them, they're full packs because we don't want to split them, but we've split hooks, dumbbells, legs, crystal flash, dubbing. Actually, we've almost split all of it, okay, down so it's a cheaper price. And then inside of the pack, 2 of these are actually for that kit. Okay, so inside of the pack, you'll also get one of the flies that I've tied, so that you get one of these and all of the gear. And then by having this one, it's easier than following a written set of instructions. You can go to the YouTube video where you'll see this back on there, or you can go to the YouTube site or the YouTube channel where you'll see this. You'll have the exact replica already done for you, and then you can copy, you know, improve it, do whatever you want to it, you know, put it in a frame. I don't care.
Will you sign it? I'll sign it for you, Shan.
There's only one person that I've seen
Breno.
sign a fly, and I've got 2 of them on my shelf.
Really?
Thanks, Shannon Kitchener.
Can you make them a bit longer for flatties?
Yeah, you can. You can. You could.
Longer, heavier, maybe?
Yeah. So that's the size 6. You could go to the size 4 hook, which is a longer shank. You could go to a different shaped hook if you wanted to. So this is, if you look at this is the Pro Sport Fisher Shells range, the WOE range. So they actually do 4 sizes, okay? So small, medium, large, and extra large, okay? And they're designed to fit 4 different hook sizes. So 8, 6, 4, and 2, all right? This one here. And then they come in 5 or 6 colours, is it? 6 colours. Okay, so in this pack, which this is on our site, and really I don't want this to be a selling thing, but it's just an information thing, but what you get here is every size in every colour available, so that you can play around to work out what you like, find out what the triggers are for your species in your local area, and then from there you can come back if you want to and just buy dedicated colours in dedicated sizes. Okay, so that's the starter pack, and then in each size there's a different amount per pack. So say for the medium there's 24 shells in that pack, but it changes with the sizes. All right. And that's, so yeah, for the flatties, I'd probably put on a bigger dumbbell, put on a lead, you know, put on a medium lead or a large lead and get that fly onto the bottom, you know, as quick as you can. So yeah, absolutely. You can do whatever you want with that pattern. It's so versatile. You can fish it for brim, you fish it for flatties, fish it for estuary perch. The bass will smash it, you know. The estuarine bass will smash it. So anyway.
Sweet.
So that's it.
It's nice. Like it. Cool.
All right, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Sunday night, we're back. Hopefully 7:30. We'll put an alert out. I'm not sure what I'll tie yet. It might be. It's either going to be the FW shrimp, which is a hook point down shrimp, but it incorporates weed guards or structure guards, which I think that's important to show people how I tie those on, or it'll be the disco shrimp. I'm undecided. So
50-50.
50-50. If it's FW on Sunday, it'll be disco on Wednesday. Okay? So the disco's coming.
Disco would be good. Spoons.
Spoons are coming. Just let
Spoons are coming.
Just let me get through the shrimp program first. I've just got a couple more I wanna work through and
Punch them out.
some, I'm sure that some of this is a little bit repetitive.
Spoons.
For people that's watched from number 1, 2, 3, and number 4, they're probably seeing the same thing, or a similar thing. But if you're watching it and listening and learning and then going to the YouTube, then hopefully things are improving for you at the Vice.
Crab fly. I think crab flies.
Oh yeah, a sightcast shelled crab fly is coming. Yeah, it is. Near the spoons.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But I really appreciate everyone joining us. Hopefully you're learning something from it. Lots and lots of messages have come through over the last couple of days since the last one, and we really appreciate them, so it's good. Hopefully it's giving you something to do, occupy your time, get you thinking, get your fly boxes ready, what species can I target, how can I do it better, all of those sorts of things. So I'm going to continue to keep sharing my knowledge as much as I can, so that's it.
That's it.
That's it, guys.
Signing out.
We're signing out.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys. Appreciate it.
See you, Jesse. Bye.